The Jacksonville Public Education Fund is incredibly proud of our long-standing partnership with the Community First Cares Foundation. Several years ago, we worked together on Power Up Jacks, an innovative initiative to allow community members to contribute directly to classroom needs, helping teachers avoid paying for supplies out of pocket.
I am a mom and a military wife and a teacher, so money's a little tight sometimes, and it's always difficult to ask the parents because I know they're already doing as much as they can.
Last year, we were extremely proud to reimagine this partnership larger and better than ever. The Community First Cares Foundation generously gave $15,000 to this effort. JPEF was able to combine these funds with other support, including our matching grant from the state of Florida and community support through Donors Choose.
So when I first heard about Donors Choose, I thought, oh, this is just one of those programs where I'm going to be asking the parents again, give me everything you can. But I was super surprised to see how much of the community and just all of the businesses all around support this program. So it's not just something that I was putting out there like begging for money. It was something that I was putting out there to show what we needed in our classroom and what would be most helpful. And then the people who were really interested in helping were able to just go there and look through what was available and see where they would want to help the most.
What this meant is that the $15,000 investment from the Community First Cares Foundation ultimately leveraged $50,000 in classroom grants for our local teachers. The impact was incredible. We funded 130 projects with 115 teachers making a difference in 62 schools and improving the learning of more than 11,000 students.
Yeah, it's just really great that the Community First Cares Foundation saw this need and stepped up to impact teachers and students, not just for 1 year, but for years to come, and will impact hundreds of students that walk through these teachers' classrooms. You really can't put a value on what that means for teachers and the students of Duval County. It's awesome.
The partnership with Community First has had a multiplier effect for Duval County teachers. Here's how it works. Through the partnership, JPEF walks hand in hand with teachers to set up a project on Donors Choose. The focus is on underserved students in our most challenged low-income Title I communities, and we help teachers identify classroom resources that will truly move the needle for their students. Then we convene a selection committee of educators, JPEF supporters, and community leaders to identify the projects that will yield the greatest impact for students. Next, JPEF makes a contribution towards the project using the funds from Community First. We also help manage the grant process and promote the projects so that local and national donors can also help fund these teachers' classroom grants. When the teacher's project is fully funded, the teacher receives their classroom supplies directly to their school, and they share some of their amazing words of thanks and photos of their classroom with us so that we can see just how impactful this is for the lives of our students.
So I kind of got a mix of high top tables that you would kind of find in like a coffee shop, some lower tables that would allow for students to face each other for group work. We got beanbag chairs, we got shag style carpet, which they really love to lay on. We got, I guess you could call them like scoop style chairs from like the 1970s. Just like a big mix of things that they really just loved. They really just loved it.
And so I needed things that could clean the manipulatives and all of the things that we use to teach, because if they're not touching it, they're generally not learning as best as they could be. And so we had an air purifier that we requested, 2 of them, so that it would purify the air in our whole classroom. And then a really cool UVC scanner that I could just put the toys under for 5 minutes and it would clean all of the germs. And then a couple of extra toys and manipulatives so that we had enough that everybody could be playing and they didn't have to share in between the times that they were being cleaned.
I got a ton of materials through Community First. One of the big hits from my project was a movable whiteboard, and in small group instruction and in the middle school setting, students love those hands-on materials. We got geoboards, we got all sorts of classroom sets of markers, colored pencils, crowns, and those materials are not something that our school provides. So having those materials available, my students are able to participate in projects and critical thinking opportunities they wouldn't necessarily have.
I truly believe the impact has ripple effects beyond this partnership too. We all know the expression about teaching demand to fish. When I was a teacher, I came to rely on Donors Choose to help with project after project for my classroom. By encouraging and helping other teachers to set up their projects through Donors Choose, we help them to learn how to craft a successful project or grant request which they can repeat time after time, year after year. We know that teachers give their all every day. This partnership ensures the resources to them so they don't have to give from their own pockets.
When I saw the opportunity through Community First Cares Foundation, I was just so thrilled and blessed to be able to allow my students to have a unique educational experience with resources and materials that they wouldn't normally have access to. It's foundations like Community First that allow students to be able to have access to resources that they wouldn't necessarily have access to on a daily basis.
This partnership launched just as our teachers headed into their most challenging year ever, as we were reopening schools during the pandemic. We were so proud to work with the Community First Cares Foundation to stand alongside our teachers as they faced this difficult school year.